Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm Dear Darling. I shall we see what's going on a lovely island of Fawnhollow today, where today not much really happened. It's not really like a monumental day or anything, but I did start recording Life is Strange True Colours, which I have decided that is in fact the next series, which is coming after Bug Snacks, which ended yesterday, I think. So I recorded the first 2 episodes. They'll be coming out. You'll see the first one on Thursday. Of course, I haven't actually finished the thumbnail art. It's still in progress, but I think I'll be able to finish it. Hopefully today and tomorrow it'll be done. I'm actually trying something new because I'm doing a borderless style of colouring, which is outside my comfort zone, and it's going okay so far, so we'll see. Hello everyone, right now in Fawnhallow it's 5:26 PM on Tuesday, September 14th, 2021. Now for today's announcements. Today we have a visitor staying at the campsite. Go meet our guest in person. Yada yada yada. Thank you, Isabel. I'm actually having a blast with True Colour so far. There's so much things to read and I love it. I love reading all about like the characters and interactions. I have so many questions and so many things left unanswered. I thought I wasn't going to like it because there was a couple of days ago I read some reviews and I was like, ooh, reviews are kind of like iffy. I've checked the reviews back again. I guess those were like bombardment reviews, because most of the reviews right now I'm like, it's pretty good. May not necessarily be your cup of tea if you're not into story-based games, but it's pretty nice. Dear the letter writer, I like writing letters because it makes me think about how my grandma wrote letters before people quit writing letters. Write a letter, dear. Be like my grandma. She smelled good. Oh, we had this before. I remember that she smelled good. So yeah, so all my previous worries of being like, I'm not sure if I'd hate to play this game and be like, oh, I ended up not liking it. I think it's pretty cool so far. Bear in mind I'm only an hour in, so who really knows if this is how things go, but I'm having fun with it, so that's the most important part. But yeah, as I said with the thumbnail art, I am going an everyday outfit. I mean, this is kind of an everyday outfit, to be honest. Seeing as I wear this every day. A kangaroo tui is not every day. Can I just talk to you what I'm wearing? Yeah, sure. Does this count? I mean, it's kind of every day. It's got a little bit of Halloween spice. Oh, thank you. My fashion taste is impeccable. Take this as well. She actually likes what we're wearing, so I guess this does count as every day. I'm not sure. Fishnet tights, not really everyday sort of thing, I'll be honest. I definitely don't wear fishnet tights on every day. I don't even remember when the last time I wore fishnet tights are. Probably last time I've been to a club, which hasn't been for many years. But still. What was I talking about? What was I talking about? Oh yeah, I'm doing some Borderless art, which is not something I usually do. I normally stick with much more not thick line art necessarily, but lined artwork, and then I do a much more painterly background. But this time I'm actually doing a painterly foreground as well, which is actually something I wanted to do with the first thumbnail art, but I didn't really have a confidence that I could put it off very well, so I didn't, especially because it was a very confusing pose. The first thumbnail art I was like, I'm not going to paint this because I don't know. But luckily for me, I suppose, Life is Strange True Colours, the pose is actually, for one, it's this one has a very good reference. The actual character is very humanoid. Well, she is human herself, the main character, so it makes it quite easy to translate over to Dear's thumbnail art. I should stop calling. Who are you? I know your name. I can't remember it though. Nan, that's it. In my head it was like Granny, and I was like, I'm pretty sure your name is not Granny, but that's why it's Nan. Yeah. Someone asked us, I remember ages ago, it must have been years ago now or something, maybe not years ago, a year ago or something. So I was like, oh, what's your Dear character's name? And I was like, I don't know, I just call them Dear, I guess. We don't really have a name. She should have a name. If anything, but I don't want it to be Dear because that doesn't really make sense. It's not a name. And plus, like, if you want to refer to the character, the Dear character, or you want to refer to me, you'd say Dear, which for both cases, which is not good. So maybe I'll call her like D or something, because you know, like DEE, it's a name, and it's like almost like Dear, but it's not quite Dear. But it is a strong enough connection. So yeah, it's a lot easier to translate D to Alex's pose than it was to translate. What's Fez's main character called? He's not called Fez. Is he called Fez? No, he's not called Fez because he got a Fez partway through the story. Gomez, that's it. A lot easier to translate Gomez's artistic style. And as I was doing it, I was like, I kind of want to match like the thumbnail art styles stylistically, and I've only managed to do that with some of them. Like I think Spiritfarer matched reasonably well. Tangle Tower was basically exactly in the style. But I want to do it a bit more often, where I want to somehow keep the as being quite recognisable in the thumbnail art, but also make it be very clearly in the art style. Like Hollow Knight was actually one of the early ones, which is reasonably in the style as well, with a very sort of like painterly, not messy brushstrokes per se, but very sort of scratchy brushstrokes, I suppose is how to put it. But then some of them don't fit. Like Fez doesn't fit like the way I drew Dee. Like she looks like she's very much plopped in. And I know I used to say before that I often see these as sort of like photo shoots that she's doing, in like, for example, as like promotional art, I suppose, for the game or that sort of thing. But so that's why I sort of keep her within realms of feasibility. A starshine glasses? Are you? What are you calling me, Lily? But some of them like hasn't fit as well. And I really like to match the art style more. So let me just open up a playlist so I can actually remember what other games I played. Dallas Principle. This was another one I did where I was like, I should do this one. Linus. If I really wanted to go out there and do something, I'd make a 3D model of it. But my 3D modelling skills are not good enough for that yet. But I do want to learn at some point. So I know, stay tuned for that. If I ever actually get around to making that 2D live avatar of myself, and if I ever get around to streaming, which will happen at some point. I don't know what people want to watch me play when I stream, but it's a problem. The only game I was talking about, like with Ali, I think, like ages ago, I was like, what would I even play? I was like, I could play. Obviously, I can't play any of these YouTube series because I don't want to do them on Twitch. I want them to be separately recorded. So I need to play a game which is like repeatable. So I was like, the only game I got is like League of Legends or Binding of Isaac. I don't want to play League of Legends on stream. Let's be perfectly honest. I don't even play that game all that much anymore. I completely forgot all these missions. Seashells. Chop down a tree, sell things, deep sea creatures. Okay, and Binding of Isaac is fine, but I feel like it's not very much in my style. So I was like, the other thing I could do is like maybe I could play new games for a little while on Steam, that sort of thing, or just have a separate Steam thing. But I don't know. For now, what it's probably going to be the first time I'm. Oh yeah, and it was also like, why didn't you draw on stream? And I'm like, okay, I could, but I don't want to do it on Everyday Darling. Monica, this is my video game account, I suppose, and it's not my art account. So I guess I could, but it doesn't feel like that. If I was going to do that, that would be like a bonus stream, something like that would be like a subscriber-based stream. If I had Twitch subscribers, like a Patreon stream or something. I can't imagine. I don't want that basically to be the crux of my work. I want people to come here because I play games and they like me watching me play games rather than necessarily my art. Which, and like, if you appreciate my art, by all means continue to, because it does feel good and all that. But it's like, is that what I want to be the main focus? Then no, not really. So yeah, Binding of Isaac is probably that, what I play. There's not many games which are like repeatable games I can go back and continuously play. All the games I like to play tend to be like one-shot story experiences or puzzle experiences, which is kind of difficult to come back to. So, another thing I could do is I play games with my friends. I don't know how on board they will be for all of that. Like some of them I'm sure will be, but I don't want to like rope them into it because, you know, if they wanted to do more like video and YouTube and live streaming stuff, they would have their own channels, I suppose. But maybe. Oh no, I closed it. Something about birthday cake, but I'm sorry I didn't come up with it. I'm just trying to like have a look through my games list right now and think what would really make sense. I got to break the borders of what I usually do, you know. So, you know. But there's two lines of thinking, and I think it's going to be a mix. I think I'm going to play one repeatable game, perhaps to like start off a stream. And then I'll play one ongoing series, which would be a Twitch exclusive ongoing series. And I think good choices of that would be games which have been out for a long time. Things like maybe not exactly like Skyrim. Like I'm not sure Skyrim would be a good fit, but things like that where people have played before, and there'd be a lot more reason for chat interactivity, I suppose, in that case. And there'll be like, if I get spoiled, like, who cares? I don't really care if I get spoiled in Skyrim. If I cared about that, I would have played it by now, or something. But things like that. Or I could play repeatable games. Like, I could try getting good at some games, like fighting games, like Skullgirls and them fighting herds. But I don't, like, I feel like there's a very niche communities in the first place. Most people aren't going to want to watch someone be bad and flounder at fighting games. That could be something which comes later, I don't know. But the other option, I think, is also probably just to do really random, like, small niche games, which people haven't really followed or heard about, which I have in my inventory, like, you know, Tooth and Tail. That could be a fun one. Like, it's like an indie game. It's not been extremely popular, and it'd be fun to do. Something like that. Don't Make Love. I mean, I really kind of beat that, so that'd be quite difficult. But just like small one-off game things like this could be quite fun. Or I could start like learning how to play roguelites. But I'll be honest, roguelites aren't really sort of my jam all that much. Like, I like Binding of Isaac, but that has been the exception to the rule. Like, I have Gungeon and I have Crypt of the Necrons, and I played them a bit, but they've never really gripped me as much. I'm not sure why, and I think what I've landed on is basically the roguelite genre for some reason just isn't so much for me. And I think it's often because it's very story light a lot of the time. And I tend to be much more invested in games if I like the story, if I like the aesthetics of a game and that sort of thing. I suppose pixel art isn't like the strongest cinching thing for me. Binding of Isaac kind of survived just because I guess I played it a lot. and I'm not sure exactly why. I had this conversation with oh no, did we fish up another scallop? One of my friends about like roguelites, and he doesn't really like the design of Binding of Isaac that much because, you know, he got his own criticisms. It's very sort of like random. That's how he put it. And I said I think I like it a lot because it's quite reactionary in playstyle. And for mechanical based games, I tend to like playing reactionally and adapting to the situations given to me rather than necessarily sort of like manifesting my own path and route of the game, which is perhaps why I don't like Crypt of the Necrodancer as much, despite the fact of being a rhythm game. It's not I don't like it, I feel like I just haven't really given it its fair shake, to be fair. But I'm sorry, I'm just trying to open up the windows, which I should have opened up. There we go. I haven't really given it much of a chance, is the honest long and short of it. But it didn't really grip me with the couple of hours I played of it yet. But maybe it's a thing you need to take some time to sink your teeth into, which is fair enough. But I have so many random indie games which I could definitely play. Perhaps that would be what I do, but I feel like it's going to be hard to get invested with these live streams if I just play a load of different games. I don't really know, to be honest. It's a difficult judgment call, but I think like when I start out streaming, I'm going to start with something simple like Binding of Isaac, so something that I can easily talk over, I suppose, and play at the same time. And I can do that reasonably well with Binding of Isaac, I think. Drawing is a bit harder because I don't think I could draw and talk at the same time. that requires significantly more concentration on my end. But I don't know. I can definitely see that happening, like future like subscriber streams or Patreon streams or something like that, where I draw the thumbnail art for upcoming series. I can see that happening. But you know, that's also far off in the future. There's no point in really concentrating on that sort of thing yet. I could play for Five Nights at Freddy's, but I'm not sure how fun that is to watch, to be honest. As I said before, I feel like I'm very boring to watch in horror movies and like horror games and that sort of thing, because I don't really scream all that much. I'm just sort of like, oh, that happened. Ghost of a Tale, that could be an interesting one. That's been in my thing for a while. Keep talking. I don't know, there's a lot of potential games here. Psychonauts could be interesting actually, because that's quite an old game, and it's a game that I have been meaning to check out, especially because there's Psychonauts 2. Excuse me. Which has that been released yet, or is it still coming out? I don't really recall, to be honest. Hold on, I'm just going to take a quick pause if you don't mind me. Oh, I'm back. Apologies, I just... the honest answer is I actually just really needed to go to the bathroom. But I felt, you know, I was like, should I wait out another 17 minutes? 16 minutes of video? And I'm like, nah, you know what? This is my time. My time. My time. Sorry, what was I talking about? I don't know, did I ever finish out the stylistic thing I was talking about with D? I actually quite like the name D. Hold on. We do have enough seashells, let's go sell them. Yeah, I wanted to stylistically match the art style, but, you know, I'm not that talented an artist. It's kind of difficult to match a lot of them. But when I was doing this one, you might be able to see it in the time-lapse when it comes out. But I was just like, ugh, I could just do line again, but I really should like start to push myself with these sort of things. And this one obviously shouldn't have line art because it's meant to be based off its 3D models, and it's got very sort of painterly, cel-shaded-esque style. It would make more sense to do a borderless thumbnail art for this. So I was like, ugh. I went back and forth with it in mind for a little bit, and I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. I have done borderless art before. but like it's not my forte. It's difficult because I don't have a painting background or anything like that. I'm very much self-taught, so line art is kind of what I taught myself, because I guess I taught myself on like cartoony style. Her payment was going to be impossible through like a very cartoonist mindset, I suppose, which makes it difficult. But you know, I think it's going okay. Yeah, and I wanted to, as I was saying, I wanted to do it for Talus Principle, but I was like, this is going to be so difficult, and it's not even going to look good, to be honest, because after I drew my sketch, I was like, it wasn't even that, like, inspired an idea or anything. But I was like, alright, you know, just do a normal line, and we'll call it a day. But yeah, I really want to match the art style of the game I'm drawing them for much more often. Yeah, I'm falling out with Vivian. Gosh. Of course, I'll be happy to help. I wanted to do it with Chicken Police as well. I was considering it. I was like, what if I just took like a stock photo of a deer, just photoshopped it onto her head? And I was like, nah, that's not gonna look. That's gonna look weird. I want to at least have it characteristically look like my art style as well. So it's a sort of bit of back and forth. I don't want to completely like just draw it in their art style, but I just want to adopt elements of their art style. And I think Tango Tower is probably the best execution of mixing the art styles together. My own art style, but using a similar art style to what they had. And I think it's because the art style wasn't so much in how they drew the characters, but in how much, well, I mean, to a certain extent, yes, but it was also like how they drew the characters and how they shaded, like with very sharp, harsh highlights and very harsh and sharp shadows really contributed to that sort of thing. And also helped because it made it very easy to draw, because it was sort of just like a 1-to-1 ratio. A real maid dress? Sure? I mean, you like that colour, don't you? You like purple. I suppose Amelia can be a bit stubborn, but this shows that she's willing to work on things. I should step up and apologise to her too. Me and my friend, don't be, I'm sure we'll patch things up. I can't tell if she says something different when if it's different when two snooty villagers fight versus snooty villagers to something else. So you happy? And you wouldn't want to take that away from me now, would you? Sure. A maid outfit's interesting. If you want to wear it, go by all means. I'm trying to think. I mean, I should have done it for Snakebird. I don't know why I didn't do Snakebird more in the Snakebird style with thick lines and that sort of thing, very cartoony. Because I kind of didn't for a lot of the earlier ones, but now I'm starting to. But I guess Bug Fables kind of is, not much though. Now I'm starting to sort of match a style a bit more, like Celeste match a style a reasonable amount. Not necessarily the drawing style, but it matched the colouring and shading style that Celeste has going on. How'd it go? Is she still angry? Here's the story. She's not angry anymore. Also, when did you get this top, Amelia? A sort of like fishing vest or something you got going on. Honestly, it looks pretty good. So yeah, well, that's basically what I'm going to be working on after this. I'll be just doing a thumbnail art. It's not going to be particularly exciting, but what I'm excited about is the fact I'm actually really enjoying the game so far. And I was more apprehensive that I wasn't going to enjoy it, and I'd just like start playing it and be like, oh, I spent £50 on a game I don't even like. But you know, I should trust my instinct. I love story-based games. I love character-focus-centric games, and it's a game all about like dealing with people and emotions. I'm like, this is so up my alley. So yeah, hopefully it'll be a fun watch. And if it's not a fun watch, then fair enough. I feel like I have a very distinct style when I'm playing these story games, is I read absolutely everything, which I think can be kind of boring for a lot of people. But there's other people out there like me who maybe they don't necessarily have the time to play this game or can't purchase it right now for whatever reasons. I'm not here to judge you for that, and they want to see every single detail, and sometimes it can be a little bit frustrating to watch other people play and skip out on important character details or like lore plots and that sort of thing, and they just sort of like rush through gameplay, which is completely, by the way, fair if they want to play like that, but I don't want to play like that. And this is I'm here for the people who want to see every little detail, every little secret, every little gameplay thing. Saying that, I didn't buy the expansion which gives Steph's story as well, but still. Everything which we have access to, I suppose. So yeah, it's exciting, because I feel like it's been a very long time since I've done any thumbnail art. The last one was Bugsnax, so that was ages. No, the last one was Talus Principle. That felt like ages ago. I did that back in, I don't know. I don't even remember when. And Bugsnax was ages before that, and I haven't done Celeste. Was ages ago. But Celeste is coming to an end very, very soon. Within Actually, it's not that soon. Not that soon for you, but very soon for me. I'm basically like, spoilers, I am on the seaside for core. That's the only level I have left. So it's very, very soon, I think. And that'll be exciting because then after that I'm going to be moving on to Ori and the Blind Forest, and that's got a very interesting art style, which is going to be, I think, very difficult to mimic using deer. So I'm using D. So I'm not really sure how that's going to happen. I also need to make like a reference sheet for D at some point, because I've been finding out when I'm drawing, I'm just like, this is really difficult because I don't know what D looks like from most angles. So at some point I need to actually make out a reference sheet, but I don't know what that will be. And I guess that would be good for other people if they want to make fan art. Like, by all means, and here's an easy way to do it. An easy reference sheet. Especially when one works. I've worked with reference sheets before, and they are far more easier to work with than random just art pieces, I suppose. But yeah, borderless art. Painterly art styles. Like, you really got to appreciate people who work painterly. Like, working digitally, like, and trying to work traditionally, because, like, I mentioned ages ago on my birthday, my friends got me some markers, which I haven't fully used to their potential yet. I've only tried out like some shading and some very basic things. Like I drew an eye. I think that's about it. Have we got the craft? Have we talked to the person who's crafted today? I can't remember. Also, we should probably give. We haven't given Phoebe her present yet, have we? We should do that. If you're wondering why I'm not wrapping this is probably a cheaper fossil, because it's not one of the pieces of a bigger fossil. But yeah, like working, I'm not as a hobbyist digital artist, I suppose. Working digitally has given me so much respect for traditional media, and has given me even more respect as well for people who do painterly art styles about line art. Line art's so easy. You just draw the sketch, you just ink over it with lines, and then you just fill in the colours, like, cause you can't go wrong. If you're doing painterly stuff, it's like, oh no, there's no hard lines. Oh no, what if a shape looks weird? Oh no, what if I accidentally painted outside of boundaries? What do? I don't know. You just have to paint over, I guess, and keep working at it, and somehow it just works out in the end. Crazy. How do people do it? I have no idea. Obviously, like, through tons of practice and trial and error, made mistakes, and lots of education and self-teaching moments, I suppose, about themselves, where they got practice and eventually put together how to do it. Also, Claude, I swear you have been the one crafting for like the past 3 weeks. Not 3 weeks, 3 days. 3 weeks is a bit much. It'd be great if a bunch of folks made a stone table. I think most of them probably have, Claude, I'll be honest. I'm just looking at my my channel uploads. I have so many videos to title. I will say, Vitalis Principle have been the most annoying videos to upload, because if you couldn't tell already, every single one of the titles for Vitalis Principle have been philosophical concepts or something related to the idea of philosophy. I don't know that much about philosophy, so it's just boiled down to me spending like huge amounts of time on Wikipedia just going through like philosophical concepts, being like, I'm trying to find one which matches what kind of goes on during this video, and it's really difficult. And I've got, let's see how many videos. Oh, 6 videos to title for that. So that's as easy. You just, oh hello biscuit. You just be like, oh, you know, something uplifting, which is mildly related. And amazingly, what I think so far is I don't think I've repeated a video title yet. That might not be true. I might have repeated something and I don't know, because I do have like 1,000 videos or something. But the fact that no one's called me out on it yet, which I think is good. What's up, biscuit? You doing alright? Phoebe looks chill. I think she looks hot, because, you know, she's got like lava around her. I didn't mean that like in a horny sense. Yeah, let's move on from that. Borderless stuff is very interesting. I should definitely do more practice in it, but it's just like, for me personally, I'm just like, I'm not even good at line art yet. Why would I practice borderless art when I need to get better at drawing line art in the first place? Which I think is an understandable thing, but, you know, you don't get better until you also try. You gotta experiment with different mediums and push your boundaries and that sort of thing. And part of me is just, it's just like, you know, it's really hard to do line art in the first place. Why would I want to do borderless art when I'm going to be really bad as well? Who knows? Who knows? It's all very wild. It's all very confusing. Yeah, I was also thinking about the fact that probably these Animal Crossing videos shouldn't be as long. Like 30 minutes. Like, people don't watch these Animal Crossing videos, to be honest. Like, apparently previous one had 9 views, but you know, previous ones before that 2 views, 5 views, 7 views, 6 views. Everyone watches the other stuff because that's fair and it's interesting. And I do kind of do these videos for myself. Yeah, that's true, but it's also, you know, it takes time. So don't be surprised in the future if they go down to 20 minutes or 25 minutes or something. I just got to find what balance works out for me. You know what? Perhaps I could do these Animal Crossing videos and the Twitch streams. I don't mean I have to stream every day. It's a problem. But like warm up. Like the first 30 minutes of any stream would just be me playing Animal Crossing just to warm up, wait for people to trickle in and that sort of thing. And then boom, then you get into the real meat and potatoes of the actual stream later on. I don't know. Like it's oh, I didn't mean to say all done for now. It's astonishing to me how many people still watch your Celeste videos. Like we're on episode 60 and 18 people are still watching it. That's way better than a Hollow Knight where at this point I think like 4 people still got like 4 views on the episodes. Because there's no surprise that new Let's Plays and series get much more views than later ones, but the fact that people are still watching Celeste is honestly crazy. It's honestly insane. But maybe it's not. Maybe just for me, I think it's insane. I mean, some people do watch some of the Animal Crossing ones, like some of them. Like, this one has 2 likes. Who are these mysterious people liking the video? Who are you out there who are liking these videos, but not leaving comments? I mean, that's perfectly fine. Don't feel pressure to like leave comments or anything. Helps me out with the algorithm, but like at the end of the day, you just do what you want and makes you feel comfortable. But it's like, people haven't commented on these videos for ages. Who are you? Who are you mysterious benefactors? Or like in the Hunger Games or something. What of these have we used recently? I think we used the slingshot a decent amount recently. Or maybe not, I don't remember. It's just weird to think about. Who are these people? I'm just looking through my views to see what's going on. Nothing's gonna top Bug Fables. It's astonishing how popular Bug Fables is. But who knows? Who knows exactly what's going on? Yeah. Centipede. We can tend to flowers. Shooting down a balloon from the sky is going to be rather difficult, but we can make it happen. We can make it happen. And we've only got 3 minutes left. I don't know if we can make it happen, to be perfectly honest. But eventually, maybe it can be. Talos Principle had quite a lot of early views. People are still sticking with it. Fair enough. I mean, I feel like most of the people who watch me either for puzzle games or something else. It's got 70 views. The first one. What on earth? With that? Wait, how much is the first? Hold on. This is where you search part 1 and you see which episodes has most views of part 1. Bug Fables, no surprise there, 720. People love Bug Fables for some reason. I guess it's because there's probably not been many Let's Plays of Bug Fables. People like my Witness that playthrough, Hollow Knight. I guess these are just old ones, which are kind of why they're popular. Oberdin did pretty well, that's surprising. Spiritfarer. Heaven's Vault has a surprising amount. That is actually quite surprising. I think Heaven's Vault is actually one of the worst Let's Plays I've done, mainly because there was so much talking and I got so confused throughout the entire thing, and so much of it is just me problem solving rather than actually talking, so I think it's kind of boring. I guess Opus Magnum's kind of up there with boringness as well, it's great. But both are reasonably popular. Like, they're both more popular than Celeste. To be fair, Celeste came out later, but still. I'm just looking through. Tango Tower. Oh yeah. Actually, Kind Words. No, that's probably the worst Let's Play. Probably because it's so unsuitable for a Let's Play context. Little Nightmare's not very popular. I'm just learning a lot. Apparently we made 4 of them. I don't remember doing this. It's just kind of interesting to see which ones get popular and which ones don't. Or you might not find it interesting. I find it interesting. Obviously because I'm the one who's doing these videos, I suppose. What's the least popular? Part 1. Lacoen. Oh yeah, not many people watch Lacoen. For some reason it's got 4 comments. I don't remember there being comments on it. I don't remember these comments. Kukiyomi, fair enough. Let's put this. Oh, let's put the cicada down and we'll put stuff away. Oh, Snakebird's very unpopular. Probably because it was very difficult. It's not very interesting. Like, not many people had heard of Snakebird. It was very difficult to talk over Snakebird because a lot of it was just me thinking, I think. Oh, a short hike. kind of forgot I played Short Hike. Short Hike is a lovely game though. Snakebird Primer even worse. Fair enough. Kukiomi too, I guess technically. Let's put the cicada down. Cicada should be in the trees, let's be honest. I put apparently put all the cicadas here, so I guess we'll just sort of continue that. They're sort of like Powerpuff Girls with cicadas we've got going on over here. I don't know really what's up with that. Just looking through. I really Let's Plays I forgot. Doesn't look like it. Snakebird Primer, okay. That's the least watched part 1. Bug Fables are most watched. It's surprising how popular Bug Fables even was. But yeah, I guess no, we'll probably just round this episode off here. Who cares about putting stuff away? Also, I see you, Blue Rose. Don't think you can hide from me. You're not meant to be here. You're not even meant to be here. Sorry, Mina, gotta head back as we round this episode off here. So if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares are greatly appreciated. Join me Dear Darling Discord. Follow me on Twitter down below. Hope we can see each other again. But for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye bye for now.